You give short answers, and then the conversation ends. You want to keep speaking like a fluent English speaker, but there's one simple trick you don't know. That trick is to always explain why. And in this lesson, I'll show you exactly how to do it, even if your vocabulary isn't perfect. Are you ready? Well then, I'm teacher Tiffani. Let's jump right in. Understanding the why. Explaining why is essential for fluent English conversation. It helps you express your thoughts clearly and keep conversations flowing naturally. Now, there are 3 reasons for the why aspect of a conversation. Reason number 1, it creates a natural conversation flow. When you explain why, you naturally extend the conversation and give others something to respond to when you add the why to your conversation. So let's check out an example to understand this a little bit better. I want you to imagine that you're sharing your food preferences. Remember, we're speaking about reason number 1 for the importance of the why aspect of conversations. Reason being creating natural conversation flow. We're speaking about sharing food preferences, and you give a basic response. I love Italian food. That's a basic response, but why is this not effective? It's not effective because this statement ends the conversation without inviting further discussion. Remember, we're on reason number 1. The why aspect of a conversation creates the flow. So with this basic response, I love Italian food, there's no why, which means the conversation ends. So let's see what this would look like if we add reasons. So, speaking again about sharing food preferences. Now here's the response. I love Italian food because the fresh ingredients are always high quality. The cooking methods are simple but effective, and the dishes have the perfect balance of flavors. You saw what I did, right? I simply added why. I answered the why aspect of the 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. I gave 3 reasons. Remember, why is just representing the reasons for your response. That's why it was a better response. What about this example? Example number 2, if we're speaking about your career choices. And let's say your basic response is, I want to become a teacher. I personally think that's a great profession. You want to become a teacher. Great response, but why is this not effective? This doesn't share your motivation or passion for teaching. Remember, we're speaking about the why aspect of a conversation that keeps it flowing naturally. So how can we change this response? Here we go. Again, discussing career choices. Now adding reasons. I want to become a teacher because I love helping others learn. I enjoy creating engaging lesson plans, and I want to make a positive impact on students' futures. I gave you the why, the reasons why I want to be a teacher, and you see how that ended up leading to a fluent English response. What about this example? Example number 3, and the topic is expressing your opinions. And so your response is, the movie wasn't good. You're giving your opinion on the topic of movies. The movie wasn't good. That's my opinion. Why is this not effective? It's not effective though, because it doesn't explain your perspective or invite discussion. It doesn't explain where you're coming from, nor does it invite the other person to give their point of view. How can we change this with the simple trick, adding the why or the reasons? Here we go. Again, expressing your opinion. I didn't enjoy the movie because the acting was poor, the storyline was confusing, and the ending made no sense. Now we have a support, many supports actually, for your opinion. I didn't like the movie, and I've given you 3 whys or 3 reasons. You're catching it, right? This simple trick is going to change and transform your English fluency. What about our second reason for the importance of adding the why? The second reason is it shows critical thinking. When you add the why, explaining your reasons demonstrates that you've thought deeply about your opinions and choices. Again, when you're able to give reasons, you're showing that you have thought about this for a while. Look at this example right here. The topic, making decisions. The basic response, I chose this university. That is a good sentence. That is a decision you made, but why is it not effective? This doesn't reveal your decision-making process. Now, if we add reasons or add the why, this is what the response would look like or sound like. I chose this university because it has an excellent reputation for research, offers generous scholarships, and is located in a vibrant city with many job opportunities. Now that's a great response. Why? Because I added the why. In other words, I gave 3 reasons for my idea, my opinion, my decision. Makes sense, right? Excellent. All right, check out this next example. Now we're going to speak about lifestyle choices. And we have a basic response. I started exercising regularly. Great response. I started exercising regularly. But why is this not effective? This doesn't share your motivation or goals. Remember, understanding the importance of adding why or adding reasons to your response. Now let's see what this would sound like. With reasons about lifestyle choices. I started exercising regularly because it boosts my productivity at work, helps me manage my anxiety, and keeps me healthy. What did we do? We added 3 reasons. We answered the why question. Remember, who, what, when, where, and why. We answered that by giving 3 reasons, and that's how we got the fluent English response. What about this example? Example number 3. Travel preferences. Basic response, I prefer traveling in spring. I prefer traveling in spring. Why is this not effective though? This doesn't explain your reasoning or preferences. We don't have any understanding of why you prefer traveling in the spring until we add the reasons or answer the why. Now, speaking about travel preferences, here's the response. I prefer traveling in spring because flights are cheaper, the temperature is perfect for sightseeing, and you can enjoy seasonal events like cherry blossom festivals. Now we understand. Now we can add follow-up questions and the conversation will continue, but we also understand the critical thinking behind your response. You get it, right? Excellent, excellent. All right. Now, what about this reason? Reason number 3, explaining why it's so important to add the why to your conversation. Reason number 3 for the importance of why is it builds deeper connections. When you share your reasons, you help others understand your perspective and find common ground. In other words, they can connect, they can relate to what you are saying. So let's say, for example, we have this topic, discussing hobbies. Your response, I like playing guitar. Very good, but why is this not effective? It's not effective because it doesn't reveal your passion or connection to music. We don't know anything else but the fact that you like guitar. Now let's add reasons. Here we go. With the reasons, again, discussing your hobbies. I like playing guitar because it helps me relax. I enjoy creating my own music, and it's a fun way to spend time with friends. This is a simple trick, but it's very powerful. Adding the why, giving 3 reasons after you say your opinion, after you say your thought. You're seeing how powerful this one simple trick is. Example number 2, speaking about your living preferences. Your response, I want to live in the city. Why is this not effective though? It's not effective as a response to keep a conversation flowing because this doesn't explain your lifestyle preferences. Remember, explaining the why, giving your reasons helps to connect. So how can we give a better response than I want to live in the city? Here we go. Giving reasons. Again, speaking about living preferences. I want to live in the city because it's convenient for shopping and entertainment. There are better job opportunities and public transportation is easily accessible. You see what happened, right? Giving 3 reasons, your why, helped to expand the response and keep the conversation going and make connections. What about this example? Cultural interests. Basic response, I'm learning Korean. Oh, really? I'm learning Korean, but why is this not effective? This doesn't share your motivation or cultural interests. We need to understand more, so we have to give reasons. We have to answer the why. Here are the reasons. I'm learning Korean because I'm fascinated by Korean cinema. I want to understand K-pop lyrics without translations, and I plan to visit Seoul next year to experience the culture firsthand. Now we have some background information. Now we understand why you're going to do this. Now we are connected and the conversation will continue to flow. Makes sense, right? Excellent. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Don't forget to continue studying with me. Hit the link in the description. This lesson was brought to you by the Speak English Like a Native membership, a membership where each month I provide a brand new topic with lessons to help you master that topic and to speak English fluently. So go to speakenglishwithttiffani.com/SELN. I'll talk to you in the next lesson. You still there? You know what time it is. It's story time. Hey, hey, hey. I said it's story time. All right. So this story is actually connected to my dad and my time in Korea. So just as a point of to lay this out, I enjoyed my time in South Korea. I was there for 10 years as a missionary and I loved it. I learned so much. This is where I learned that I loved teaching. I learned the language. I enjoyed my time in Korea. However, one of the downsides of me being overseas was that I missed a lot of important events. One of those events was my dad's 60th birthday party. And that was a hard one for me. But my sister and my mom, they organized this big celebration for my dad. And what I decided to do, I wanted to create a special video for my dad. And this video took me a little time to create. It involved me. My dad loves James Brown. He loves music. So I found one of James Brown's songs and I went to all of my students and I had them kind of lip sing some of the James Brown song. And then I also went to another guy who was Korean that did some leather work and we were friends and I had him. So I got many different Koreans to kind of either lip sync or kind of dance along. And I created this video montage video. Actually, it was a music video. I remember now of where I kind of was sitting what I want to do for my dad, or I wish I was there. And then I created this music video. And it took me some time, several hours, and they played the music video at my dad's 60th birthday. He absolutely loved it. And even though, again, I really wish I was able to be there. Even though I wasn't there, though, my dad knew that I was thinking about him and that I had spent time creating something for him. And he loved the video. When I think back on that, many times, if you're not able to be there for someone in person, it doesn't mean you still can't be there for them. Let me explain. You and I probably have never met in person. However, I'm online and you're watching me either on YouTube or on Facebook or listening to me on the podcast, and you're getting some value from the English lessons that you're hearing or watching, right? So I'm there for you even though I'm not physically with you. What's the point? The point is, never forget that you can be there for someone even if you're not physically there for them. Start thinking about ways that you can be there for people in your life, in your circle, your family members, your friends, those around you, even your coworkers. How can you be there for other people even if you're not physically able to be there with them? How can you let them know that you care about them, that they mean something to you, that you love them? For example, even let's say you bring a coffee or a tea or a hot chocolate to somebody and leave it on their desk. You can't be with them all day because you both have to work, but that little gift in the morning is going to carry them through the day. Wow, my friend really cared about me and knew that I didn't have time because I had to pick up my kids, so she brought this cup of tea for me in the morning. Or sending a message to someone, a text message, or writing them a note. These little things have a long-lasting impact. So I hope today you take the time and take the opportunity to do something special for someone you care about. Even if you can't be there with them physically, show them that you care. I'll talk to you in the next lesson.